Hello, this is Bronwyn from Tarot Fever. I thought we'd have a little look at the Robin Wood Tarot and the Robin Wood Tarot, the book. Now, these aren't sold as a kit. They are both published by, actually, this one isn't Llewellyn. I'll look for that after. But the book I bought separately off of Amazon. The deck I also bought off of Amazon. But I do really like the book, so I'm glad that I got it because it adds a lot of info. So here is the deck. This is the box it comes in. I keep it in this little green wrap that I knit for it. So we will have a look at the book first and then the deck. So the book has a really I don't know how to describe this. It's very 90s. This would have looked retro in the 90s, maybe. It's kind of like a treasure box. So here is the table of contents if you want to pause. So it does have quite a bit of information in it. It is a hefty book. It's black and white. It's got lots of information about like the history of tarot, the origins of tarot, the history of this deck. Common symbols, so you can really get a deep dive into this deck using the book, because for every card you have, for instance, the Magician. Here we have a description of the actual image, then the key, like the meanings, and then she goes into all of the symbolism, like the colors, the objects, the borders even. It's very detailed. And yeah, you get you don't get a fixed set of info for each card, which is nice, because then you know that the author was not actually constrained to, you have 2 pages, so you can only write a maximum of this amount. So, depending on the card, you have more or less info. So those are the majors. And then for the minors, you have the same thing. All of the symbolism, the meanings, and a description of the art. So I really, really like this book. I like her writing style. It's extremely casual. At the back, you've got tips on how to read, like meditating beforehand, tarot ethics, and then a bunch of spreads. Oh, maybe not a bunch. And then some stuff in the appendices, like story of the blind man and the elephant, the story of Persephone, the wheel of the year, and rules for Taroki. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. I've only ever read it, Taroki. And then sort of a history of the artwork within the deck. So that is the Robin Wood Tarot, the book. And now this is what you get if you just order the deck. So it's published by Llewellyn. It's like an older style box of theirs. So just basic. It's just better than a tuck box, but it's that same cardboard, it's just cheaper cardboard. So you get just this little guidebook if you only buy the deck. So you just have your meanings. It's your typical little white book. Except you do have some unique overview keywords here, I assume this is the swords, the 6, rite of passage, 5, nya. It's definitely 5 of swords. So that's the little guidebook. And here is the deck. Ooh, king is stuck. There we go. So it's just a very basic box. These are the backs of the cards. Nice little Celtic knotwork. This is how thick it is. The cardstock is, I like it actually. It's not super thick. It shuffles well. It's pretty durable. I think maybe this is Llewellyn's older cardstock, but I'm not positive. It definitely feels thicker and more durable than some of their box set card sets, like the Enchanted Forest or sorry, the Forest of Enchantment, or Tarot of the Hidden Realms. It feels better than that to me. Size-wise, it's a standard tarot size, just a tiny bit smaller than the Smith-Waite Centennial. It's got a little bit of a gloss to it, but not much. Nothing terrible. All right, I'm gonna zoom in now and we will flip through. This is one of those decks that it's like a classic deck, I guess, even though it's from, I think it was first published in 1991. So it's really not that old. I guess it is that old. I'm just trying to make myself feel younger. Okay, the Fool, Magician, High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor. I find this deck really useful to read with though. I find it easy to read and clear and neutral. The Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength. I love this Hermit. I wasn't sure if I liked this deck, but it was one of those ones where you get it in your hands and you're like, yes, this just clicks with me. The Wheel of Fortune. I can't remember who it was who said this is the ugliest Wheel of Fortune card. I kind of like it. They refer to it as the Vanna White card. Was it Tom Benjamin? It sounds like something he'd say. I can't remember who it was, but yeah. I like it because it's kind of tacky and awesome. Justice, the Hanged Man, Death, awesome, awesome Death card. Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and the World. So now into the Aces. Oh, sorry, not the Aces, the Wands. The Ace of Wands, 2. I don't know, can't quite put my finger on what I love so much about this deck. I guess it's like, it's easier for me to read than the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, the Pamela Coleman Smith art, but it's so similar that it's super easy to transition if that's the system you're used to working with. The Page of Wands, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. But I'd heard about it all over in books and on YouTube, people mentioning it, and haven't seen a whole lot of flip throughs of it, especially of the book that goes with it. So I just thought I'd do this for anybody else out there who's curious about this deck. The Ace of Swords, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like how the boatman or whoever is steering the boat is just a shadow, like transparent. 7, 8, 9, 10. So very, very traditional imagery, but I just find it easier to connect with than the Rider-Waite-Smith. And I was actually really surprised that I enjoy this deck so much. It's funny, you can never really tell which decks you're gonna love, can you? You think, this is the one for me, and it turns out it's beautiful, but you just don't use it. So the decks I use the most are the ones I least expected to find as useful as I do. The 10. Whoops, knocked my pile over. And finally, the Pentacles. I'm just gonna hold this in my hand. Does that guy look like a miser or what? Okay, so that is the Robin Wood Tarot by Robin Wood. I'm gonna zoom out, give it a little shuffle. Shuffle's really nice, riffles really beautifully. I love sitting and shuffling this deck. It just gives me good feelings for some reason. So if you enjoyed my flip through, please hit like and subscribe. I've got lots more to come. I'm trying to keep these brief for people that just want a quick rundown of the guidebook, the cardstock size, and the images, if that makes any sense. So there's a riffle. And yeah, hit subscribe and like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have this deck, if you like it, any thoughts you have on it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to think or what you have to say and what you think about this deck. So until next time, I hope that you have an awesome day and take care. Bye.